needle, we have our thread, we have our clip-ins, scissors, our comb, and we have our tracks here. Nice and shiny and a good length. So we're going to get into how we're going to sew these clip-ons on these tracks. So I tilted the phone just to show you. We're going to comb it out and we're going to straighten it. Then we're going to just make sure that everything is aligned. And then we're going to get rid of those silver threads. And we're going to try to snip this up. Why are these so hard? We're going to snip this off. There you go. Nope, that's not working. All right, there we go. So we're going to snip that off, and we're going to try to get the ending of the track. It broke it up into pieces, but we'll find the ending of one. Don't cut it yet. Then this is what it looks like, and we're going to take the tip of this, and we're going to try to align that clip-on right there. So you don't want to put it too much at the edge, because once you actually start, it's going to shift over to the right, as you can see there, once you start actually threading that. So we're going to use that first hole right there, and then we're going to unravel the thread, clip it. It can be as long as you want, but just make sure it's a good length. That's a nice curved needle, but you can use a straight one. And then we're going to thread it, and I hope this is as satisfying to see. And there we go. We're going to pull it right through, and then we're going to make a knot at the end, and you want to make sure that that's secure. So we're going to make our knot, and then we're just going to double it just to make sure that it's nice and tight. There you go. And now we're going to start threading. So we're going to use that first hole above the gold one, and we're going to start sewing that in, and it's going to shift over to the right, so don't worry too much. So you want to kind of just go to the back of the track. So it might just be easier to put that in the hole there, and we're going to thread it, and then we're going to go through again. Let's just snip off the top, which has all the additional thread above the knot. Just do that so it's a little easier and it doesn't stick out on your tracks. So we're going to go in, and we're going to push that needle through that first hole. The track is a little tough, but don't worry, just try to get it in there. There we go. See, I'm sitting here trying to work my way up through there. Okay, so there we go. Pull that to the top, and we're going to do that one more time just to make sure that that track doesn't move, and it's going to definitely shift to the right, so don't worry too much about that. And then we're going to make sure that we do that same process throughout the rest of that clip-in, so that is nice and secure, and when you put those clip-ins in, it's not going to budge. Alrighty, so there you go. You see that it shifted over to that side, and this is what the back looks like. You can always straighten the weft to make sure that it hits the tip of that clip so that it's not sticking out. And then let's see, we're going to push that through. Sometimes it'll get wrapped around the weave, but just try to push it to the top. So we're gonna pull this through the thread. We're gonna wrap it around 3 times, and then we're gonna pull. This is going to secure the knot in place. There you go. So that's what it would look like. And then we're just going to do that again. Push it over to the right. Then the thread is going to come over to the whole top of it, as you can see. Let me see if I can pull that out a little bit to show you what that kind of looks like. Let me just comb it out real quick. All right, so cut that off, knot it, and we're going to just knot that end. There you go. It's literally just straight through, straight across. There you go. And that's literally what the clip-on looks like when it's sewn on. Not the best. I'm sure I could have done better, but we'll see what the rest of the clips look like later. So that's what it looks like. Unclip and close, and there you go. That's how you sew a clip-on a track, and you don't even have to cut it. So let me know if this helps.